I'm Carrie. I'm from Athabasca, Alberta. So I'm about an hour and a half outside of Edmonton, and I know Roz through Bold.
My Client Attraction Academy.
Yes,
yeah.
Client Attraction Academy, and it's really great to see you, Kira. And yeah, I've always been interested in being a life coach. I am a hairdresser and barber full-time, but I also teach yoga and meditation. So sometimes we become therapists in our chairs at times. So I think that if I can offer better advice, through a different scope, then it might be better than just kind of saying what is coming up.
Yes, beautiful. And we do have quite a few yoga therapists and body workers take this because it does have that nice foundation as well to bridge everything together. So I can explain that a little bit.
I'm finding with hair is big.
We actually have a commercial for a hairdresser for the life coaching certification, because it is. You guys are like therapists. So that's amazing. Yes. And let's go to Genie. Hi, love. Tell us about you, if you're in business, tell us your business, where you're from and what got you interested in being here.
Okay, so you don't have time for me to answer all of those questions complete.
1 minute.
But I was on the boot camp this weekend.
Amazing.
Didn't get an opportunity to interact with you.
I know. No, we do.
And I look like this because I'm still packing and cleaning to leave for Sedona in the morning.
Oh my God, can I come with
you? Please, you're welcome. It's Emily's thing.
That's amazing.
I am building my career, which my intent is that I will be speaking and writing, which will attract the people that need my help for coaching. And coaching is what I plan on being my primary financial input, not the speaking. The speaking is more to spread the message. I coach. It's what I do. It's what I've always done. I just, because of my empathy and my experience, my life experience, I just can really help people. And so my curiosity was piqued because I'm literally, like I say, cleaning and packing.
Yeah.
And I picked up my tablet and the thing popped up. I picked up my tablet at exactly 10 o'clock. I'm in Indiana, so I'm Eastern time.
That's right.
And I'm like, oh, I missed it. And I'm like, oh my God, it's starting right now. So I figured that was a sign.
Love it. Love it.
And so I am very, very curious of what is the advantage other than having a title to having a certification?
Oh, I love
what does that gain you? What does that present?
Okay. And I know you said coaching is your thing. So are you certified right now?
No.
Okay. Okay. So
well, I'm life certified, but nobody's giving me a piece of paper for it.
Love it. Okay. I love that question. I will answer that. That is a good one. You absolutely are life certified. And sometimes that's more important, right? Okay.
Yes.
Awesome. And hi, Krista. Good to see you, love. You'll have to, there you go.
Yes, sorry, I was like struggling. Sorry, I'm a minute late here. I'm just fresh out of the shower. I was trying to get a quick workout in before I interrupted. So my name is Krista. I'm from Edmonton, and I've ran in similar circles as Roz for years, crossed paths in several different ways and so on. I'm currently, I work for Alberta Health Services as an addiction counselor, and I've been there as a therapist for 15 years. And I'm just looking to kind of explore more the kind of reach out and do a bit more of the entrepreneurial side of things, a bit more of doing some more therapy work and workshops and those sort of things. I've done a lot of teaching through the years and stuff, but a bit more on my own brand rather than for private sector, I guess, or for public sector.
Nice. Awesome. And I love that you're here. This is so great. So what brought you here today? Was there something specific?
So a few things. Actually, I liked Jeannie's question is kind of around the certification. I also want a little clarification around why this certification over others. Like you do searching, there's 6 months courses, there's lots online, there's 2 day certs. Like there's so much variation between that. So I'm a little curious as to like what the benefit of this is. And I'm also interested a little bit around some of the niche coaching too, and curious is like when people start, is there a preference around more broad life coaching versus more niche coaching and so on?
Okay, amazing. I love that. Okay, so I love all these questions. I think we said hi to everybody. So what I'm going to do right now, I totally was not going to do a PowerPoint, and then I'm like, oh, I could show them the manual of the day one manual from the actual course. So that's what I'm going to do, because this way some of us are visual. Can you all see this right now, the Flourishing Coaching Model PowerPoint? Yeah, perfect. Okay. I was like, this is perfect. It's right here. So with the Flourishing Coaching Model, maybe I'll tell you a little bit more about the story first. So Dr. Wayne Hammond is a clinical psychologist who has been studying and doing research and going around to different universities globally to speak on strength-based resiliency. This is his obsession. And what founder and my business partner and my mentor, Abe Brown of Flourishing Life Coaching, has done was work very closely with Wayne, and together they created a change model, a transformational change model using the evidence-based research to create this model, which I'll actually show you the diagram. And that way you'll get like a sort of like a high level of understanding. Now, the mission behind this is we are so passionate, especially right now, right? During COVID, people are worn out. People are feeling like tired with what's going on. I mean, all our stuff is being reflected back to us, and people are sick and tired of this. And our model is very much about let's raise the vibration through focusing on positivity. It's really about building on people's strengths, and where your attention goes, your energy flows, right? And so this model really, really emphasizes on the strengths, and there's actual research that is about the 10 critical success factors in areas that make up strength-based resiliency. So I'm a former psychologist. Fritz, I think everybody knows a little bit about me because you came through either the boot camp or you've been following me for a while, you know me personally. But my background is I am a former psychologist. I was in private practice for a long time, so clinical psychologist. And of course, I stand behind this work, seeing that, of course, this is based on research. I geek out on neuroscience. And for me, this might answer your question, Genie. And I think it was Kira who had the same question, is why get life coaching certified? Like, why? Well, I think number one, so this kind of gets like a loaded question. So for me, being somebody who really is coming from academics, and when you're working with the psychology, the emotional health of somebody, I think it is really important. It's very critical to have some kind of formal training where you can understand how to hold space for your clients through a model that's a conceptual model that's evidence-based. My worry is that when people are coaching others, but some of our bias can come in, and those of you like Krista, you have a background in it, right? Like our bias can come in if we don't have a way to have concepts to hold space for our clients, so that it takes away our own bias, because we're human, right? And of course we're going to bring in the alchemy of us and our intuition. And if I'm working with some of my students are healers and light workers, I am one myself. And it's like, if I didn't have my psychology and life coaching background, I wouldn't really know how to hold space properly between healing sessions with my clients. And so I find that this coaching model is a beautiful way to bridge, like create a foundation for that, so that you can insert your magic and how you want to work with clients in the model. So I'll go into the model a little bit. Am I making sense? Yeah. Okay. Beautiful. So I'm always about, you know, not harming, if you will, right? So being trained and certified in something, you have something to back you up on, particularly with things that come up. Some of this is sort of traumatic, right? And there is a big difference between therapy and coaching. Okay, the clients that come in for coaching definitely are, and then none is of course better or worse. They're just different, right? So coaching is more like mindset, belief shifting, helping somebody who's in a relatively functioning mindset to like grow and develop and expand. Therapy, on the other hand, is if there's some traumatic things coming up that need to be processed on a deeper level. You know, even legally, therapists are responsible for their clients, whereas in coaching, the clients are responsible for themselves. There's a lot more, we'll say, like accountability energy in coaching. Okay, does that make sense? Yeah. Okay. Does that answer your question, Jeannie, in terms of like why get certified?
Actually, directly. That is my most conscious concern, and why I haven't gone into business yet.
Yes.
I am an amazing coach for friends, colleagues, family. I do it. They call me in the middle of the night, whatever.
You didn't get paid for it, lady.
No, everybody tells me this.
Yes.
But when it gets to the point that I'm collecting money, I feel that I have to have that additional level of professionalism.
Yes.
That additional level of discernment between what I want to tell you and what you need to hear.
That's right.
With my friends, family, and colleagues, they get what I want to tell them, because they're going to go to lunch with me tomorrow, whether they want to or not. But when it gets to the place where it's for fee client based, I definitely want to have more structure, more understanding of those things.
Yes.
And beautiful. I think it was Kira mentioned, there's so many, or maybe Krista, one of the two of you moved places, so I don't know for sure. There's so many certifications out there that some are good and some are fly by night and some are actual and some are a title. And from my interaction with you, I believe that anything that you're representing and presenting is going to have integrity behind it.
Thank you, love. Thank you. Yeah.
And so that's why I'm really interested in finding out more about your training of the program that you were working with. Beautiful.
Thank you. Excellent. I'm so glad that directly answered your question. So let me go into the actual model itself, so you have a better sense of how, like, what we really are about and what we stand for here. So the Flourishing Coaching Model is built around 10 areas, like I shared, of coaching certification, all on the 10 core competency factors for flourishing. And I'm actually going to define flourishing a little bit. It also is about the key success factors. So I'll have to find the slide for that. But flourishing is really like, it's like, how do you face adversity? How do you create more opportunities in the face of adversity, right? And what specific resources and areas can we grow in to become even more resilient? So the opposite of flourishing is languishing. And we go deeper into this in our 2-day course, but it's like, it's really about like your mental health, but also all the other areas, those 10 core competency areas. We actually have an assessment that it's a fun quiz that you would take. It's computerized, and then within an hour it'll spit out the results, but it will share with you where you land in the 10 core competencies for your own strengths, and then where the gaps might be that you could work on. I say gaps instead of weaknesses, right? Like they're just gaps, and it's just like you're able to see the results right away, and then you're able to look at these results to look at how they're showing up in your, how, you know, they reflect in your life this way. And it's pretty bang on. When people take it, they're like, wow. Like, even if you guys were interested in it, that like when you take this certification, you get to take it yourself so that you can see your own results, and then we discuss it as well. So it's very much, first and foremost, if there's any good life coaching certification, will be a personal development course. First and foremost, I will say, okay, because you got to experience it yourself, and then you get to experience the breakthroughs as we go through this. Okay, so coming back to here, so we have niches. So think of it, the life coaching certification, as like the foundation. Okay, so we teach the foundational structure, and then we have niches that have the same foundational structure. No big surprise there, but we have then we go deeper into the specific niches. So we have certifications for relationship coach, a parenting coach, career coach, wellness coach, leadership coach. That's the other one I'll be facilitating. Business coach. Creativity coach is really cool because it helps people tap into their intuition and their creativity even more. We also have a corporate side where it's a workplace coach. You come in and we help the workplace flourish amongst the employees and the staff, as well as a management team. Okay, so we're pretty flexible that way in terms of how that will best support the corporate, the business. And then we also have sales coaching. So it's a pretty well-versed area. Yes, Anne?
I'm curious. So, the I didn't want to interrupt. That's growth for me.
Interrupt away. That's totally fine. It's informal.
Apparently, I'm interrupting everybody. So these 10 areas, is that touched on in the course, or are these different courses you can take after the life?
That's correct. So what happens is the structure is, again, the appetizer, if you will, is the life coaching certification. So what that looks like is it's a 2-day course. So I'm running my next one this coming weekend, February 12th and 13th. And basically, as soon as you sign up, you have a pre-work of 4 modules. They're about an hour long. Dr. Wayne Hammond, our clinical psychologist, is sharing a little bit more about flourishing, and then the flourishing life assessment. And then you're administered it to take so that you get your results, and then you bring it to the 2 days. So you're learning about the concepts in the pre-work modules, and then we're diving deep experientially in the 2 days. So you're doing a lot of I'm doing teaching, but then we're doing breakouts where you're partnered up with as a coach and client, and then you switch roles. So I'm there. I used to supervise student psychologists, which was one of my favorite things ever. And so I get to kind of do it in this realm as a coaching coaches. And so I get to support you in witnessing, your process and how the questions you're asking, how you're practicing and applying it, what you're learning. And then what happens, even as I took this course myself, because of course I'm going to need to do that before I teach it, is I received so many breakthroughs. And those of you who know me, and you know me, Carrie, you know me, like I do deep inner work, and I'm nonstop. I'm obsessed with it. And I still got breakthroughs with this. I'm like, this is why I'm like, yes, like this, I have to stand behind something. I have to know it works really well. And it's really powerful. I had me in tears. So then if you wanted to bundle it, so the 2-day is the appetizer, but if you want to bundle it, you could totally do that with another coaching program certification, sorry. So it could be the life and leadership one. It could be the life and relationship one, whichever way you're desiring to go, that you're feeling called. Now, if you wanted to step into our bigger program, that is like a year-long program where you have access to 5 of these niches. And then we also have a speakers program, an author program, so writing your book. We have a wealth program. My husband, who's a certified financial planner, is actually one of the wealth mentors. So we have masterminds on marketing and as well as like morning power startups. So like Tony Robbins-ish, woo! So it's a really, really fun tribe. We're global. So some of these people are in Philippines. We have somebody in Bali. We have India. So it's really cool. A lot of us are here in Canada as well. And I'm trying to think if I think we have some people in the States as well. So it's pretty awesome that we're growing so quickly. And so in this, I know I'm not saying everything in terms of what else is involved in this, but we have other programs like Break Free from Fear. So we are very much a personal development company.
I could use that like 2 years ago.
We can all still use it. And we very much are a personal development and a professional development company. And we also happen to have the pillar of certification as well. Right now, we're more known for certification because we've been pushing that sales-wise, of course, right? We want to be known for that. But what we also want to start moving into, letting people know, is that we also do a lot of personal development. Like this coming weekend, Abe is actually running the high performance leadership course. It's also 2 days, and if that one's $375, so it's a really good deal, and I think that's Canadian, so we usually charge in Canadian. So for the life coaching, if you wanted to take just that, it's $14.97, and then the early bird is $12.97. If anybody wants to jump on this weekend, I will give you the early bird, and this is Canadian, so plus 5% GST. And then if you want to bundle it with another course, then you can, each course is, by the way, $9.97 if you took them separately. But if you want to bundle it, you save like $500, so it's $19.97. The bigger program is for a whole year, it's $5,000. So it's a pretty sweet deal. If you wanted to just start at the life coaching, and then see how it goes, sort of thing. Because some people are like, you want to sort of like try it out, and you're really loving the content, you want to go deeper, then we give you $1,000 off if you join the $5,000 program. So yes.
Is there supports for these afterwards? Like when you're done, like say we do the life coach, for example, like is there supports afterwards? Because I know for me, like 2 days, like even Corey's weekend stuff, it's like it's so much and packed in it.
So there is. That's where you can go into the bigger program, or what I've implemented, because I really also love supporting, and I recognize the importance of, as you coach, you want to also master your coaching skills.
Right.
So people didn't want to join the bigger program. I also run as part of the 5K program, though. You can pay separately. Abe and I discussed this, and I was like, I'm really passionate about making sure people are doing good work, especially under our certification, and have that support. So I actually have a coach's experiential corner where we do monthly calls, and it's like 2 hours, and we're diving in and practicing, doing case consults, things like that, so that you're feeling supported. Yeah. So I don't want to leave you guys alone. Yes, Krista, my love.
Just quick question about these specific coaching areas. I noticed on the website, they're kind of like scattered, some of these things. So for me,
the website is not that nice. It's not pretty. I've been telling the team, I'm like, we need to fix it. This is not okay. We're like, I know.
But I mean, so specifically for me, like I'm really interested in the relationship coaching, but I noticed there wasn't one of those posted. So like if there's a niche area that you're interested in, like how often are some of those offered?
That's a great question. Yeah, because we are a year old now. Everybody's just going through all the certifications right now, and we've been running them. So the relationships coach, I think it would be Connie that's coaching that. So I can let you know and keep you updated. But typically what we want to be doing is, because once you do this, you can also become a facilitator. Jeannie, you were just saying you want to teach people coaching. Like, you have the opportunity to do what I'm doing too. And this is an opportunity for people to also like step into that position. But basically, what ideally we want to do is, as facilitators, we take the life coaching, and then we would take one other niche. So for me, that's leadership. For other people, that might be the relationship one. So we're trying to alternate so that it will be offered at least, I'm going to say quarterly. That's the hope. And that's the goal. So you won't be waiting too long. Does that answer your question?
Yes, great. Thank you.
Sorry, I can't see you anymore. You guys keep hopping around. Okay, awesome. So what other slide did I want to show you guys? So why is our certification program set up like this? Because it's always about flourishing in our own lives before flourishing in all the other areas, right? So like I said, the life coaching certification is like a foundation. You're going to learn a lot about yourself as well, and that personal development, and deepen that. But then you'll also have the tools and templates and the model to walk your clients through. So here's what it is. This is the change model that we walk our clients through, that you will be learning about. It's creating safety and building trust is the first one. Abe wrote this, by the way. He's a genius with all these acronyms. I can't even, like, I'm just so impressed by all the acronyms. If you guys take this course, like, all of the courses have acronyms. I'm like, you are a genius. Some people just have a knack for that. Phase 2, about hearing and listening with heart and mind. Phase 3, we teach align, support your client in creating alignment. Phase 4 is navigate with vision and goals. Phase 5 is growth mindset, and phase 6 is execution and accountability. And so with each niche, this is the same model, but it's going to be even more specific to the niche itself. So as you can see, the model doesn't change, of course, but what the content, depending on the niche, does. Okay. What other slide do I want to show you guys? I'm telling you, this is really informal. There is one slide I really want to show you guys. Accountability. So here's the characteristics of those who flourish: accountability, authenticity, agency, awareness, alignment, and activity. Okay, so we dive in deeper to what each of those mean. I've already shared that we are evidence-based and practitioner-focused, meaning that it's based on science and psychology. Evidence-based means it's an approach in medicine, education, and other disciplines that emphasize the practical application findings of the best available current research. So Dr. Wayne Hammond is continuing to do his research and continuing to update us, because we want to be making sure we're very current. Okay, it means that concept or practice is supported by a large amount of scientific research. What I really want to also show you was the 10 core competencies, the science of flourishing. Okay, so number 1, personal empowerment. And we dive deep into these areas. Number 2 is personal awareness and management. 3 is emotional social intelligence. 4 is leadership and courage. 5 is innovative and entrepreneurial. We dive in deeper in the creative coaching with this as well. Resilience, growth mindset, motivated, self-directed learner, moral directedness and integrity, interpersonal collaborative skills, and 10 is effective problem solver and being accountable. So these are all the ways that make up the science of flourishing. Does anyone have any questions? No? Okay. And so share with me where you're at with after seeing this here, this presentation, what I've shared with you. Is this resonating? Hang on, I'm going to stop the share here. There we go.
For me,
really, go ahead, Krista.
Oh, sorry. For me, I really do appreciate that it's evidence-based. Like having worked in therapy for a long time, that's obviously something that's really important. You know, I've shared with Rosalind, I'm not maybe the most like woohoo sort of therapy necessarily. And so I mean, that's an area that I could definitely, probably do more work in, but I think I really do like that there's the research component. It's rooted in psychology and those sort of things too. And so, I mean, that's something that I think is really a selling point for me. And I do also really appreciate that there's kind of some after support as well, rather than like, here's your 2-day certification. Good luck.
Yeah.
Can I ask one other question too? Well, I can let other people can share their thoughts, and then I have another question, I guess.
Go ahead, love.
Okay. The other thing I was wondering is, in your training, do you guys talk a little bit about the business side of things too? So not just the like tips on starting your own business and running that side of things, because I mean, it's one thing to learn to coach and the other to learn to run your own business.
Yes, I love that actually. So there's 4 pre-work modules where you're learning all the concepts, like I said, and we dive in deep. And then you also get 4 post-work modules on how to start your coaching business. So it's a business foundations. And so we talk about like, you know, do you get incorporated? What about accountants and all the more legal stuff, but then also the marketing. There's some information. Of course, it's, you know, it'll give you a good start. But this is if you wanted to dive in even deeper, that's where the year-long program, the 5K program, will support you in the calls, because they will support you in the marketing piece as well. We're very, very passionate about making sure our coaches are successful, of course, right? Because if they're winning, that means we're winning too. It's win, win, win. That's really important. And just to let you know, every facilitator is very different. I'm probably the most woo facilitator because that's just who I am. But if you meet Abe, and I think you've seen Abe, he's not woo at all. He's a spiritual man, but he's very corporate-y, and he's very, very matter of fact. He's got a great sense of humor. We have a different vibe, but we like, and so.
By the way, you have a beautiful vibe.
Oh, thank you. I know I do. So do you. And it's what I'm trying to say is, you be you, and people are going to resonate with certain things. We have farmers that take this. We have people in agriculture. We have couples that take it just to be connected. Like it's like they want to just do it for the personal development and learn how to flourish in what are those life areas and be better parents. So some people take the parenting course not for the certification, but to better their parenting, right? Because of course, again, it's personal first. And then if we want to bring that up professionally, then that's amazing. But we have people in the corporate world that take this and facilitate this. So it really is, you know, of course, I'm like, if we try to market to everybody, nobody calls in. So we all have our own personalities. We all have our ideal people that we want to be marketing to and working with. And so I want you to know, though, like, this really is for everybody. Having said that, I'm very passionate about helping the people who like are impacts hungry and want to make a bigger difference in this world. I'm passionate about supporting people like to get more money in the hands of heart-driven businesses. And can you imagine if there was more money in heart-driven businesses? Like if we were predominant for that, like holy, would the world be a very different place? So yeah. Fritz, do you have any questions?
No, I don't have questions. I'm going through my mind as to how some of these modalities work in conjunction with my, as you call it, a straight business focus.
Yes.
Right. My drive behind what I'm doing is that about 50% of all new businesses fail within the first year.
Yes, yes, that is so true. That's the stat.
Only 10% of businesses actually survive beyond 5 years.
Yes.
And the common problem is a lack of planning.
Yes.
Right? Traditionally, people are looking at a business plan as a way of getting money from a bank or from an investor. What they forget is that their own interest is on the line. And what the way I look at business planning is using simulation techniques so that we can look at what if scenarios.
Yes.
And actually discover the risks as well as the opportunities in kind of setting up a business in different ways. So we can kind of model the business using computer simulation. Doesn't cost any more than a traditional business plan. But now somebody can take that to the bank and say, look, this is my business plan. And by the way, these are my risks. These are my opportunities. This is what I have looked at. So they position themselves more strongly. The second part of that is it's a dynamic approach.
Yeah.
So you don't basically put the business plan on the shelf when you're done with it. You just keep it up to date. And you look at something like COVID-19 and how many businesses were hit very hard.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So the intent is that they can use their business plan, their dynamic business plan, to kind of what if scenarios in terms of dealing with it, pivoting, maybe opening up other sources of revenue, those kinds of things. Now, this brings me back to what you're talking about, is that it's one thing to show the technology and the hard numbers of how to do things. It's another thing to actually break through to somebody's mind and get them to open up and understand what the heck they're getting themselves into and how to deal with it. So that's really what my interest is.
That's beautiful. Thank you for sharing that, Fritz. Appreciate it. And yeah, I love what you're sharing. It is so important, right? Like once we have a coaching certification, it's also important if we want to make this our career to also monetize on it. And that's really important. So yes, absolutely. Thank you. Does anyone have any questions right now? I know you're all just kind of feeling into this.
Not as of yet. I can see me utilizing a few of those actually in the future for sure.
Oh yeah.
And expanding on what I've got going on now. So, and I can see where it would highlight nicely with the speaking aspect that we just learned on the weekend and diving into tomorrow.
Love it. Love it.
Because I'm still working full time and I want to do like you did. Like I want to be able to transition out of that, but I want to make sure that my income is well compensated.
Of course, you want to do it strategically.
Yeah, for sure.
Totally understandable. Beautiful.
So yes, I can definitely see this being utilized in the future.
Love it. Love it. Yeah, I feel like you would really love this. So what you guys can do if you haven't picks up the Flourishing Framework, let me just grab the link here. And you can download this. It's actually walking you through the Flourishing Framework. It's about, I think, it's a 5-part video series, very short videos. The whole total thing is, I think, 120 minutes. So it's not very long, but he goes even deeper into each of these, into the Flourishing Framework, so that I think he explains it really well. People really love it, really align with it. So if you want, you can just grab that link there and download that.
If you have time, Rose, Rosalind, can you post the 10 different coaching?
Do you want me to do you want to take a screenshot of it, love?
Yeah, if you don't mind.
Let's do that. There you go.
No, I mean the 10 different coaching aspects.
Oh, yeah.
I should take one of that too. Hang tight.
Okay. My kid's like yelling. What? Okay. You got it?
Got it.
Excellent. And did you want the other one too?
Yeah, that's one. This is the one I was thinking of. Yeah, hang tight. Let me get this one too.
Excellent.
This is awesome.
There
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Absolutely.
Oh, no, the other one. I got this one last time. I managed to capture it before you got rid of it.
Oh, sorry. Here you go.
Excellent. Thank you. Hang tight.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Excellent. And we're just working on the website. So we just came up with a copy for the descriptions of this. So when that's available, we'll have deeper descriptions with it so that you can really get what it's about. Because each of these niches actually they have their own number of critical success factors. No, some of them are 10, some of them are 13, and of course I can't remember which one is which, but they each have like their own sort of measurement as well for the niche. So it's pretty cool. It's very, very, I love this program because it's very thorough, and it's very extensive in terms of how, like, not just width but depth that it goes. So yeah. Amazing. Any other questions?
Sorry, rural internet has been kicking my butt, so thanks for letting me back in.
I was like, where are you going? Yeah.
Can you just remind me what the rate was for getting in on this weekend?
You betcha. So if you wanted to just hop in, I'll give you the early bird. It's $12.97 plus GST. Normal rate is $200 more. It's $14.97. Mm-hmm. Are you thinking about joining this weekend?
Yeah, let me know your best email, whatever. I will make it work.
Oh my God, yes! Okay, I'll message you on Messenger. But put this in your calendar, my loves. The next one is May that I'll be running, but there will be other, like Abe is running it again the following weekend. But the next one I'm running is I think it's May 13th, 14th, as long as that's a Saturday, Sunday. I'll always run them on a weekend. Just because. I
actually got a meeting with Abe too, so that's kind of cool.
Oh my God, that's so good. Yeah, 14th, 15th is the next one I'm running. You will love Abe. He is amazing. He's my soul brother for sure. Okay. 14th, 15th is the next one I'll be running. Abe is running not this weekend, but the next weekend. Sorry if you can hear my kids. They're having fun. Okay, awesome. So yeah, and we have different styles of facilitating. Of course, different people are going to resonate with how different people coach and facilitate. Yeah, if you guys have more questions, let me know. But that's all I got for you, unless you got more questions. So good.
Thank you so much, Roz. That was really thorough.
Oh my God, thank you. Thank you so much for showing up, you guys. It was so good to, I like this way more, like just that personal connection and just shoot me your questions. Like, let's chat. And this works so well. So thank you. Love to see you.
Yeah, makes for a good service model.
All right. Sorry, Fritz, what did you say?
This makes for a good service model. You can just work with smaller groups and
exactly.
get results.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Coach. Love it. Why did you come work for us?
I've been facilitating project management for over a decade.
Yeah, I can tell you're an expert. So good. Thank you so much for all your beautiful energy. And Kira, I will message you. Amazing. I can't wait to see you in there. So awesome, loves. Have a wonderful night.
Bye.
Bye.
Everybody.
Bye, guys.